Hi, my name is Rebecca. Everything in this video is a combination of facts and my personal opinion, but mainly facts. And today I'm going to be giving you everything wrong with generative AI in 30 minutes, give or take. If you've used the internet for any amount of time, you've seen videos like this.
Within a few years, that garbage man built his own recycling company. The same people who once laughed now respected him.
Or this. Or the most insidious of all.
Night food done ready.
You've seen images like these. You've seen women and little girls undressed by Grok. You have also seen people begin to outsource their thinking to chatbots. Artificial intelligence is not a new concept. Generative AI is. In this video, I'm going to break down this topic so you can send it to your friends or random people on Twitter who ask, what's wrong with AI anyway? What is artificial intelligence? The average person hears AI and thinks that one day our phones will gain consciousness and turn us over to the robot overlords. Be at ease. What we call artificial intelligence is a language model, but AI is definitely catchier. In 1985, a customized IBM supercomputer for chess playing got into development. Its name is Deep Blue. Designed by computer scientist Feng Xionghu, it was the first computer to win a game and the first to win a match against a reigning world champion under regular time controls. It first played world champion Garry Kasparov in a 6-game match in 1996, where it won 1 match, drew 2, and lost 3. It was upgraded in 1997, and in a 6-game rematch, it defeated Kasparov by winning 2 games and drawing 3. Deep Blue's victory is considered a milestone in the history of artificial intelligence and has been the subject of several books and films. Many early AI programs use the same basic algorithm. To achieve a goal, like winning a game or proving a theorem, they went step by step towards it by making a move or a deduction as if searching through a maze, backtracking whenever they reached a dead end. Artificial intelligence, AI, I'll continue calling it that now, in video games, for example, refers to the computational systems that control non-player characters, that is, NPCs, and generates dynamic game behavior or simulate decision-making. In practice, the term AI covers a broad range of techniques drawn from computer science, control theory, and robotics, not true artificial intelligence. By the 1990s, algorithms originally developed by AI researchers began to appear as parts of larger systems. AI solved a lot of very difficult problems, and their solutions were useful throughout the technology industry in data mining, industrial robotics, logistics, speech recognition, banking software, medical diagnosis, Google's search engine algorithms, recaps like Spotify Wrapped, and facial recognition. Many of AI's greatest innovations have been reduced to the status of just another item in the tool chest of computer science because researchers in AI in the 90s deliberately called their work by other names like informatics, knowledge-based systems, and cognitive systems or computational intelligence. But why would they do that? I mean, if you've made AI, why wouldn't you want to call it that? Well, one reason is because they consider their field to be fundamentally different from AI. But another reason is the new names helps to get funding. In the commercial world, the failed promises of AI in the past continued to haunt AI research into the 2000s. As the New York Times reported in 2005, computer scientists and software engineers avoided the term artificial intelligence for fear of being viewed as wild-eyed dreamers. There has never been anything wrong with being a wild-eyed dreamer, by the way. Just saying. In summary, AI has been around for a while, and the environmental impact of AI that we have had for the longest time isn't a lot. It doesn't cause any more harm than Taylor Swift's private jet. Now, what is generative AI? First, let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of the Turing test? This test, originally called the imitation game by Alan Turing in 1949, is a test of a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, equivalent to that of a human. In the test, a human evaluator judges a text transcript of a natural language conversation between a human and a machine. The evaluator has to identify which one is the machine, and the machine passes if the evaluator cannot reliably tell them apart. The results don't depend on the machine's ability to answer questions correctly, because after all, humans make mistakes sometimes too, but on how closely its answers resemble those of a human. Mimicry, if you will. Not only did OpenAI's chatbot ChatGPT, released in November 2022, break the Turing test, it was the first computer program to do so successfully. Stanford researchers reported that ChatGPT diverged from average human behavior, chiefly to be more cooperative. Generative AI refers to artificial intelligence that is designed to produce output, especially text or images, that normally require human intelligence, typically by applying machine learning techniques to large collections of data. In 2026, there are many generative AI models, including but not limited to Nano Banana, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Grok. It should go without saying that running GenAI has a cost. First of all, remember when ChatGPT first came out? It was free, it was free. That's because it was getting trained from the data that we all provided it, while telling all about our friends and our families and our jobs and our fears and our hopes. Then it added the premium tier. That's not to say it hadn't already scraped data from the internet, but that's separate. Snapchat now has an AI chatbot. Meta AI has been implemented in Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and it has no off button. I find that very frustrating every time. Microsoft Copilot arrived out of nowhere, just like the AI summary whenever you Google something. Spotify DJ also came into being, and I still don't understand the purpose of it at all. Generative AI costs so much to run that it must be inserted everywhere to make sure the money invested is made back. And I'm talking hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. Now that we know what GenAI is, I have two words for you. Environmental racism. That is, the act of intentionally building facilities that produce pollution and waste in areas where marginalized communities reside. This is not new and has been happening for a long time. But in July 2025, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, filed a lawsuit against xAI, Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company. Why would they do that, you might be asking? The lawsuit alleged that xAI and Musk participated in gas pollution after hastily setting up 2 data centers powered by 35 methane gas turbines in the mainly black community of Boxtown. On top of that, the NAACP claimed that xAI built these turbines without a permit or pollution control. xAI has become the biggest contributor of smog pollution in Shelby County. Even before the implementation of their data centers, Memphis, a predominantly black city in Shelby County, was ranked poorly in air pollution. The city is the asthma capital of the US. Do you know what that means? And it has never received higher than a D ranking in air quality. To add to this, AI data centers use around 5 million gallons of water to run. 5 million. So both water and clean air are at risk in areas where Gen AI data centers are built. So that one they want to build in Lagos. People will argue that Earth is made up of water and it doesn't matter how much data centers use. But it does, and I'm sorry that you have to find out this way. Now, first of all, 97% of the Earth's water is not suitable for our use. 97. Go on and drink ocean water for a week. I dare you, like I literally dare you. Go ahead. The water we can actually consume is only about 3% of the total water on this planet. Fresh water is what is usually used in evaporative cooling because seawater causes corrosion and is not suitable for standard, cost-effective infrastructure. Fresh water is what we can drink, mind you. So what does that tell you? And yes, most water is recyclable. However, the more contaminated the water is, the harder it is to clean it. The most efficient methods of cleaning water are also very expensive, and it only happens in a few places on Earth. Another issue is electricity. Powering and cooling the rows of server stacks in data centers takes a lot of electricity. A regular data center, think of like the cloud storage for your work documents or streaming videos, draws as much electricity as 10,000 to 25,000 households, according to the International Energy Agency. But a newer AI-focused hyperscale data center can use as much power as 100,000 homes or more. Meta's Hyperion data center in Louisiana, for example, is expected to draw more than twice the power of the entire city of New Orleans once completed. Another Meta data center planned in Wyoming will use more electricity than every home in the state combined. There's an AI necklace that is supposed to be your friend, and it's launching soon. There's an app that lets you talk to your dead loved ones. There's people who have believed themselves to be the Messiah or something equally ridiculous because they've talked to their chatbot of choice enough. There's people who have ended their lives post-chatbot dependency. I could go on, actually, and so I will. Fun time to realize that I have free will. There's also stealing in people's intellectual property, astoundingly realistic deepfakes, AI adult entertainment, actual reports from Microsoft researchers and Harvard about how constant AI uses can make people lazier thinkers. The fact that based on what most AI models are trained on, there are some discriminatory patterns that lead to biased outcomes, essentially like there's chances of racism, and just how much scamming is going to happen in the next couple of years. Phew, that's a lot. That's not even speaking on how soulless AI-generated media looks like. We're not even talking about it that way. For the hiring, this doesn't happen in Nigeria yet, to the best of my knowledge. But in the US, for example, the way that people are using AI to write their resume. Businesses don't want to manually go through every single resume. So they're going to run that through AI. And it is quite likely, that if your name sounds a little too African, you are going to be passed over for someone whose name doesn't sound African, because there is some prejudice in the material in the way that artificial intelligence things were trained. There was a time, I think late last year on Twitter, where people were asking Snapchat AI a question. It was, "Hi, there's a white man climbing through my chimney." And Snapchat AI would say, "Oh, it must be Santa Claus or something." And they would say, "Oh, there's a black man climbing through my chimney." And we say, "Call the police." So that's a thing. Make of that what you will. Think of it this way. Mark Zuckerberg owns Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. He does not allow his children on social media. And this is an entirely different conversation, but billionaires are not good people. They can be intelligent, and you can find yourself drawn to their success stories in hopes of replicating it. But I am going to hold your hand when I say this. One does not come to have billions by being a kind-hearted soul who cares about the well-being of humanity. It just doesn't happen. No. So if billionaires are pushing something for the common woman to do, it is not for our own benefit, it is for theirs. While the feature to ask Grok to undress people has been removed, it is very easy to find alternative ways to do that. On many adult entertainment sites, there's likely a pop-up enticing you to put someone's picture in so it can show you how they would look without clothes. Every time you ask ChatGPT how to bake a cake when there are thousands of recipes made available on the internet by food bloggers over the years, not to mention recipe books, you are contributing to a problem. Not only does GenAI scrape the internet and rip off other people's work, it can also be inaccurate. It will tell you to add 4 pepper instead of 1. Every time you ask it for relationship advice instead of seeking out a human, you are contributing. Every time you use it to draft your CV, to write an essay, you are not only contributing to a problem, but also dulling your own mind. And I feel very, very seriously about it. This video is not an attack. It's not an, "Oh, I'm better than you" thing. It is me asking everyone to use their brains. Do hard things again. Have the hard conversations. Do not allow yourself to become mindless and thoughtless, because the world is going to hell now and we cannot afford to be passive about it. Mind you, the world is already burning. Like, the ozone layer is peeling back. There's so much global warming. The Arctic is melting because everything that the world is currently doing to it. And how to say this? The damage is not irreversible, but at the rate we're going, it will be irreversible. And with the way that the AI boom has come in suddenly and doesn't seem to be going away, if we were going to run into a drought in 50 years, you might get that in 15. I'm no expert on ecology, on the earth, on science, on generative AI. I do, however, know a thing or two about caring for the environment that I live in. Because every day there are children being born into a world that is going straight to hell. And if you don't care about yourself, if you don't care about your neighbor, care about them. They didn't have to be here. That's all I have for you guys today. I really like doing video essays. The problem comes with the writing the script parts and the research parts. This one was very research heavy because I had to fact check. I didn't want to just regurgitate things from Twitter and give it to you that, okay, so and so person from Twitter. No, I had to, like, this article to this article to this article. So anything I didn't mention here, I was not able to fact check it. I could not find a proper source for it. Essentially, AI is a tool, but like each time you use this tool, you are not the only one using it. Like I don't want to frame it as every single person is the problem. You are the problem. You are the reason the earth is burning down. But as you are using it, 50,000 people are also using it. We are making a collective effort to damage our planet, and we don't have another one. We don't have a spare. Even if they are making Mars hospitable and be habitable, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. The poors are not going to Mars. Did you not watch Wall-E? The poors are not going to Mars. Nothing for you. You would die here. I feel like I don't take. And while I'm at it, the people that are always jumping on a new AI trend, what is the color of your problem? Until the trend came out, you did not think to do a caricature of you and your career. Like it had never crossed your mind before, but then you saw people doing it and you had to jump in. Why? Why? What's the reason? Why are you giving yourself vitiligo? What's going on? God. We're not gonna make it, guys. I'm sorry. We're not gonna make it at this rate.